Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you know what time it is. I know it's been a minute, but that time is here. You know what time it is. You know what day it is. That means if you press play, that means you know what it is. That means you're listening. That means you're hearing. It's been a minute, but this has been a long time coming. We are back. It is, you know what it is. It is, you know what it is. It is show off season, and I'm here. I am here. It is me. It is me. It is DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, sirree. That is me. Doogie Franchise in the place to be. And you already know what that means. I am not alone. I am not by myself. I am not solo. I have here a companion, a compadre, an amigo, a special guest. And I know I say that all the time, but I mean it, a special guest. Now, let me explain where me and this person met before I drop the name. We met at Jobber Slam. This person was working. He was like, I wasn't the only person there with a camera. He had not one camera, not two cameras, 3 cameras?
Yes, sir.
3 cameras. That's called a trifecta. That's called a trifecta. Okay? There's 3-point lighting, but he did 3-point shooting. Okay? Now, and he shot the event of Jabba Slam, which you can find out online, which you can check out online. I'll put the link below. He did it by himself. That's crazy. That's close-ups, wide shots, mid shots. Okay? This person, I walked up to him and said, "Hey man, I would like you to come on my podcast so I can interview you and talk to you about the stuff you do." And his response was, "What? Me? Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Sure." So that's where we are today, now here. And let me introduce my special guest, Mr. Tony DiMaso.
Well, thank you. That was a hell of an entrance and a great intro. I love it. Thank you so much for having me. And I can't take all the credit, actually. Me and my friend Richard.
Shout out Richard, my
yes,
bad.
He great guy. He operated the other ringside camera. But yeah, it's mainly a collaborative effort between me and the promoter, and also I was brought on board. I was given the opportunity by none other than a great friend of mine, and also one of the Battle Club Pro Wrestling owners, Joakim Morales.
Shout out to him. He's supposed to come on this show too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the guy. He's like my big brother. I have a sister, and I love her to death. And now I have lots of brothers in the wrestling world, as they say. You know, and Joakim and I, we've been through quite a bit together with Battle Club, and he's just absolutely great. And he brought me on board for We Are Wrestling, and I got to meet the promoter, Peter. Absolutely great guy, and I've known of him, but I never really officially got to meet him. And just having the opportunity to work for him and We Are Wrestling was it was a big honor. And yeah, I covered one ringside camera, and then Richard had the other, and we had a hard cam to cover the wide shot when neither of us had a shot. And then I was fortunate to and privileged to cut the show after and add the lower thirds and create the lower thirds and just make it a whole entire thing for We Are Wrestling.
Oh, awesome. This is great. So you kind of answered a whole bunch of questions in one shot. I love that.
Oh, gee.
Nah, it's all good. It's all cool. So you was always a wrestling fan?
Back in the day when it was my early days of middle school, I was just simply going to school and enjoying the time with my friends, of course, trying to get some work done for school. And then one day out of the blue, my friend asked me if I wanted to come over and watch when I was a fan of WWE at the time. Well, actually, no. I take that back.
WWF?
Well,
WCW.
Actually, I wasn't. Forgive me. I was not a fan of wrestling yet. And yes, I know a lot of people who are probably listening right now are like, "What did you just say?"
Don't worry. This isn't a wrestling podcast. You're good.
Okay. Well, I wasn't fully a fan of wrestling, but he asked me if I wanted to come over and watch Monday Night Raw, and I'm like, "That's wrestling, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And as soon as I watched my first episode, immediately I was just hooked, and it was a completely different world. And where I was at the time, like, I was just trying to like find some new things to get into. Like, I was just mostly into video games, which I still am to this day. The Legend of Zelda, like, ultimate greatest series in my opinion of all time.
Debatable.
Huh?
I will debate that.
Oh, really?
With Metal Gear.
Okay. Well, that's totally cool. Yeah, so I just became a fan in 2004, and from then on, it just became another side of my life that I just enjoyed watching on TV. Eventually, we got to go to our first event at the Garden when it was a house show, and I didn't even understand about the differences between a live show and a house show at the time, but then I gained more knowledge, and then eventually we went to our first live televised event, which was SummerSlam, when Hogan faced Michaels at the time it was the MCI Center, but I think it's called the Verizon Center in DC now. I could be wrong, but it was definitely called the MCI Center at one point, and that was a heck of a rush because it was my first time with my friends watching wrestling live. It was our first time seeing it performed right in front of our eyes. The pyro, the excitement, everything. It was a life-changing experience at that time, and I'm really excited, very, very excited, because within a matter of a few weeks, I'll be attending my first ever All Elite Wrestling live event. And before this pandemic hit, I had tickets to go to the Prudential Center to see the first ever Blood and Guts match, but that's when it like legit hit, and everything was canceled and then postponed, and then I had to wait. We all had to wait, and then finally, like, they just decided everything's like back up and running again, and I'm really excited about that.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, this is interesting now. So other than videography, you're a filmmaker?
Yes, I've been studying since 2007.
Oh, same time as me. Nice.
Awesome.
What got you into filmmaking?
I get this question very little, but it's obviously like it's one of those questions where it's timeless, and I can answer that not a problem. See, when I was younger, I always had a fascination, I don't know why, to be the performer in the family, whether it's performing a musical thing for my family, but like getting a home movie and just getting stuff shot with my friends, like whether it's just little stupid comedy bits. But they were good. They were great back in the day. It was like we were kids growing up, and it's like we're just exploring ideas for films, like little gags, like comedy stuff, and just filming and having fun. And it's always been fascinating to me, and not just that, it's the cinema. I really had a difficult childhood growing up, and a lot of things were difficult for me, and the cinema was always my escape. And I always felt like a different person when I dived into that world and just watched movies, countless movies, and just it felt close to home to me. And then when I was in my junior year of high school, it was around that point where it's like, it would probably be a good opportunity to really explore and really like get into the mode now of seeing what you want to do for your life. And that's what I kept telling myself, like, this will probably be a good opportunity right now, because freshman and sophomore year went by quickly for me, and I just still didn't have any idea what I wanted to do. So I found out that, like, I went to Northport High School on Long Island, and there was a program offered called Wilson Tech, where in the morning, see, like at my school, like, and I'm sure you've experienced this in high school, like you have, first period, second period, third period, fourth period, fifth period, like all throughout the day, and those are like your classes. Like you have science at this time, math at this time, lunch at this time, gym at this time, and so on. But Wilson Tech, you study something that your high school doesn't offer in the curriculum, and it further, like, you can explore more wide varieties of study. Like for example, this campus housed culinary, AVCHD. No, that's a video codec. It's something with air conditioning. I forgot what the abbreviations were, but it's like AC, ventilation, Let's see, cosmetology, web design, photography, advertising art, and then the one thing that really drew my attention was video production. And there was a class, I think, offered at my high school, but it didn't really have the necessary equipment, I don't think, at the time. But I wanted to explore this facility anyway, and this was in Dix Hills, on Long Island. It was called the L.A. Wilson Technological Center, and it's kind of interesting because with the abbreviations L.A., you think California, but I think it has to do with the person who founded the place. Maybe if I had, and this is just a huge guess off the top of my head, it probably stood for Lewis Anderson, but maybe not. But it seems logical because L.A., you know.
Yeah.
But I checked out a few classes because, one, throughout my life, not only was I interested so much in video cameras and doing all that, but I am a humongous nerd for Legos, and I built Legos. Like, I was like 9 at the time, and then there was this set that was like for 15 or 16 and up because of the complexity, I think. But I don't know if there's 16 and up because that seems a little bit high for Legos, but let's just say like maybe 12 and up, and I was like 9. I built it in like an hour, and I just love building, so why not try the carpentry class? And that was another class I forgot. The issue is I have massive allergies to not just food, but also to smells and like perfume and like aromas and stuff. And the sawdust did not agree with me, so sadly I could not take that class. And sadly the same thing was the same for photography, because there's a dark room in the back of the classroom, and that's where, you know, when you take a photo and then you bring it to the back and put in the solution to get it developed, the scent of that and the chemicals would have not agreed with me, so sadly I could not do that class. There was advertising art and then web design, but with the web design, it was all code and all this and stuff, and it was just a little too complex, but also it was just boring. And with me and my my ADHD, like, I have it, but it's just like it would have driven me nuts because I would just be sitting perfectly still, just moving my hands and stuff and doing that for a career, and that would be no fun. So I just didn't. I decided not to do that class, and the advertising, it just didn't hit me. As soon as I walked into video production, my life changed right then and there, and then that's where I decided I wanted to be a filmmaker, and that was back in 2007. And I know it took a while to answer, but I just wanted to provide some context.
Oh, no. It's totally understandable. Do you have any influences? Like, people that inspire, influence?
I do, actually. Well, of course, hands down, like, in my opinion, like, but of course it's debatable. My top 3 filmmakers that I admire and just respect and just am in awe of their passion and creativity and everything. Of course, I mean, the obvious answer to like any filmmaker like that has that mindset would be Steven Spielberg, but he's actually in my number 2 slot. My number 3 slot is Christopher Nolan. Brilliant man, brilliant mind, and I had to watch Inception twice to understand the story, but it's just his attention to detail and his stories are just so complex. I just love it, but it's hard for me sometimes to grasp it, but I eventually do. The number 1 slot, Peter Jackson, the director of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And the Lord of the Rings trilogy is my favorite trilogy of all time, and The Return of the King is my favorite film of all time. So those 3 have their own style and way of telling stories, and their films really, and especially it's the Lord of the Rings, is why I am the filmmaker that I am today.
All right, so 2-part.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming, which I shouldn't do, that you're a comic book fan.
That's all right. To a degree. I mean,
but you like anime.
Oh, I love anime. Yes.
Okay. Do you have any anime influences that you see that you would take into filmmaking?
That is a good question, and I just don't know because I don't know any particular artist. I don't know any particular.
I mean, it could just be a show, like a show.
Oh, right. Well, I have a whole list of my top favorite anime, but I could think off the top of my head.
Oh, let's get into it.
Get into
it. I love anime. Don't get it wrong. I love anime.
Awesome. Yeah, anime is just, it's so funny, but also it's just so annoying when you're that artist in you. It's like people look at, it's like, oh, look at this cartoon. No, SpongeBob is a cartoon. Attack on Titan, that's an anime. Dragon Ball Z, that's an anime. Seven Deadly Sins, that's an anime. And Swords Art Online, that's an anime.
Wait, before you name your some of your favorites.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask the obvious question that most anime fans always tend to ask and have a divide.
Okay.
Sub or dub?
Yes. Yes, I can tell that could be that's like, it is an interesting question, because one side it's like, this is the original way that it was intended to be seen, and then the other it's like, I would appreciate hearing it in English. I myself like to hear it in English, so I guess the dub part.
That's fair. Let's fist bump it, because I do too. I don't mind dubs.
Right. I mean,
don't mind it.
There's nothing wrong, but it's just, it's a preference, really.
Like, I have friends who I have a friend who literally I played on One Piece dub, and he just went, oh, and then he just started making Urkling sounds, and I think it's not. I'm like, really? He goes, oh, he doesn't sound badass as he does in Japanese. I was like, bro, if you didn't have subtitles, you wouldn't know what he was saying. So I don't understand.
I know, and not to mention, you want to enjoy the visuals of the anime rather than having to look down and read the subtitles.
Yeah, you're literally watching a moving picture book right now.
Right.
I totally understand.
But I mean, it is to each his own, really. And I have a friend actually that I befriended in school, and actually he became my teacher, and a really, really great guy. His name is Peter Iengo, and him and I are both tremendous fans. And of course, I don't know for sure if this is his number one anime, but my number one anime of all time is Dragon Ball Z.
Oh.
I grew up with that when I was just I'd say 8 or 9, and to this day, my best friend of now 23 years, his name is John LeBlanc. Him and I have, we can, come up with so many references from the show and just apply a lot of the characters to our real life. And I think in a way I resonate with Goku the most, because I myself am adopted, and I don't know who my biological parents are, and he's sweet and innocent, and I'm not saying that I'm sweet and innocent. I have my moments, but I have a deep appreciation for life, but also I like to protect those that are close to me, and especially my loved ones. So we have that in common, and we do like to eat. I will say, but but I digress. But the thing is, yeah, it's been my number one favorite, and of course, GT was all right, but Super is really good too.
Yeah, Super's cool.
I enjoy Super, but yeah, and I've met actually a few times Sean Schemmel, who plays Goku.
For real?
Yeah.
Please tell me about that.
Sure. New York Comic Con. I've been there, and I'm thankfully going back in the next, what is it? It's near the end of August. So in a few months, I'm going back to, this is going to be probably my 8th Comic Con. And I got to meet Sean and Chris Sabat, who plays Vegeta.
I love Chris Sabat.
Oh, he is the best.
Chris Sabat.
The absolute best.
He's the actual voice director and producer for Dragon Ball, for a lot of the Funimation stuff.
Yeah. The guy is an absolute legend. And what's great about him, he's also a genuinely nice guy. And
I got to meet him one day now.
Oh, he's just the greatest. And I fear that a lot of the times when I see him, because I've been on the line for him and Sean a few times, I'm like, whoa, this guy again. But I don't want to. I told him, I really don't mean for it to be like that, but it's just he and Sean, both of them have played a key role in my life. And I've watched Dragon Ball Z when I was down and I was going through a lot, and it lifted me back up, and their strength as Saiyans and what they stand for, and just even them as people have really helped me a lot. And it's just a huge appreciation is what it is. So I've met them a few times, and also a few years ago I lost my mom. And
sorry to hear that. My condolences.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, she was everything to me. And I told Chris that, and a memory that I had when back in the day with VCR tapes, I would drive with my mom to the mall that was like I'd say maybe 30 minutes away from home, and we would get the next tape that came out, in the series at the time before DVDs were released, and we would always talk about life and the show and just appreciate. And we had wonderful times together, talking in the car and everything, and that was just a great memory of my mom and myself. And I told him this story, and typically, like when a lot of celebrities are at the autograph tables at Comic-Con, they have headshots and have other memorabilia, and fans from all around bring their own things for them to sign. And he just took one of his posters without saying anything and signed in her memory for me. And that was just like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
That hit me in the feels. And
that should hit me in the feels.
And Chris is just...
I'm actually fighting tears.
Oh, man. He is just... he is a great guy. And I have considered back in the day of trying to become a voice actor myself. And if there was anybody that I would want to train me and to, be... And he is, he is a mentor to me, but, we haven't had the chance to work together, or I don't know if we ever will. But if I wanted anyone to help train me, it would be him.
Shout out Chris Sabat, a.k.a. Vegeta, a.k.a. Piccolo, a.k.a. All Might, a.k.a. Oh, damn, this dude got a long list.
So many.
Damn, that was deep. So, all right. You're a filmmaker.
Yes.
It says, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't have much of a profile for you. All I got was your Instagram, which was private, and it just says in your small description, award-winning filmmaker.
Oh, right.
So tell us about what's the award. Tell us about the film. How's that?
Sure. Well, if I explain that, I would. Well, I mean, I'll. At this point, it's been released since 2013.
Yeah, tell us where we can find it.
People will find out. It's totally fine. It's just the story about what it is. So, long story short, my mom and my dad, when they met, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and she almost didn't make it, but it was through their love and their passion and just dedication to one another. She fought and fought and fought, and my dad ultimately proposed to her, and they got married, and she got better. And then eventually later they adopted me, and then not too long after, I'd say maybe 7 to 8 years later, I think it was I'm trying to think, 7, 8, it was 8 or 9, and this is where I'm horrible. We brought my sister home from Colombia, and just that story of the unknown, and there's no security for I'm trying to find the right word here, the unknown and just the unexpected of what's to come, I guess. And it's just, in my dad's mind, nothing in his life at that time was more important than my mom. So he just did everything he can to support her and to be there for her. So after hearing this, I knew that someday it needed to be shot as a film. And the question is, who would do it? And as time went on, it always just was something in the back of my mind. And then when it was my time to come to film school, I had to, all of us at Five Towns College, because my first education for actual film school was at Five Towns College in Dix Hills from 2009 to 2013. But then my second time that I went back for more just to continue my education was at the Digital Film Academy in 2018, actually 2017 to 2019, and I took my leave of absence. I took a leave when my mom passed away at that time, because it was October. It was actually Halloween that she passed away of 2018, and where I was attending, it was a 1-year program, so I started that. It was 2018. It was January 2018 where I started my 1-year program, but then I had to take a leave because she passed and I needed to be with my family. And then I came back the following year and finished up. But in Five Towns from 2009 to 2013, all of us film students had to make either a short film or write a 120-page script to complete their career to finish up at and graduate at Five Towns. So I had no idea what I wanted to do for a short film, and then of course the story of my mom and dad came back in my mind. I'm like, thesis. So that was it. So getting that film made was the story in itself, because what I don't understand is the rules. I'll just say the rules. I know there's a better word for it, but the rules that Five Towns state that very clearly, and I guess maybe for liability reasons, is that for students who are making their senior thesis film, no other outside students or former students can come and help on your project.
Talk about being handcuffed.
I know. It's just like, one, I understand the liability and all of that, especially if you're renting equipment from the school. But at the same time, it's like you probably went through a lot of training and a lot of other stuff, and either a lot of people who are along your circle of friends, maybe they're busy with their own stuff, and you're trying to bring on freshmen who are just learning. You don't have the proper, help. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it was annoying because that's what the case was. But when I first shot my film for the first 4 to 5 days, I had a mix of current students and former students, and somehow I was able to do it, but I guess it was just frowned upon. And we got a good 5 days shot, but I learned the hard way, when you're editing your film and you have your external hard drive on the edge of your desk, the slightest bump of it falling off and shattering to the floor, which it did.
Damn.
And not to mention, there was another project that had at least maybe 8+ hours of stuff already on there, shattered, brought it to, a data recovery unit. They couldn't do a thing. It's at those moments you realize you really gotta, open your eyes and really take into account what you gotta do next time. So, yeah, that was terrible. Like, I had a beginning crew and a beginning cast, and some cast members didn't come back, and some crew members didn't come back when I shot again. But before I even shot again, see, my mom back in the day had Hodgkin's, and then she got better. But then at that time, which was around 2010, she battled both breast and lung cancer. And it was just around the time when my external hard drive fell, broke, and all that footage gone. GONE capitalized, gone. And that was not an easy time, and I called each of the cast members, each of the crew members, and just shared the news. And the main thing I said is, I am completely appreciative in everything that you've done for the film so far, and I understand completely if you have other obligations to do and you have some other things to attend to, and I really do want to try and get this film at least shot and finished, because I owe that much to my folks, and everyone knew what the story was about, obviously, but they knew what it meant. So rather than everyone, not even one person went, okay, yeah, I just wish you luck, man, and just, I really am praying for you. No one did that, because each of them said, all right, when's the next shoot date? Everyone became that more dedicated and that much more passionate about the project. So I had to switch some stuff around. So I got a crew with students that were currently there, some that were not currently there but didn't really play a big role on production but helped me post-wise. And we got the film done. I shot it and I directed and wrote and produced it myself. But we had a tremendous crew, and a cast that I will love to the day that I die. They're honorary DiMaso members, and I'm absolutely, it's a story that even I'm holding back tears right now, because at that time it just was, it was worse than rock bottom. But we made it, we got it done, and we got into 11 film festivals after submitting to hundreds, and we won 7 awards out of all of our submissions.
name drop some awards, man. But hold on, this is show off season, baby. You gotta. This is time to show off. You was wondering, you sat there and you surprised, like, oh wow, man, why this guy want to talk to me? This is why. This is the point of the show. People don't like. How many people know this? This is awesome.
Well, thank you. It really does mean a lot. So yeah, we won an award at this competition called the Best Shorts Film Competition, the Indie Fest, and ironically, when my mom attended nursing school after she got better, or I don't know if it was before or after she got better, but either way, she attended nursing school all thanks to my great-grandfather, who actually had a huge part to play in the athletics at this university in Indiana. There is a film festival, I'd say maybe another hour away from that university. We were accepted there, and we won the audience award there, which was very special. And we got to attend the festival, and the festival actually paid for our hotel, which I'm very appreciative for. Like, obviously,
that's dope.
And what's really crazy, well, I wouldn't say favorite, but it's funny, is two of the festival, the women that ran the festival, both their names are Diane. Mason and Diane Mason, and it's D-O-U-P, and I don't want to like pronounce it wrong. So both of them.
Shout out.
It's like soup, but I don't want to say dupe because that just sounds.
Wait, say it again. Spell it.
It's D-O-U-P.
D-O-U-P. It could be dupe.
That actually sounds lovely. That sounds better.
Yeah.
So I'll just say that, and they were just the sweetest things, and we got that there, and a festival, 2 festivals, international festivals that we got recognition in, but this one was a surprise. The next one, which was Best Short Film Director, which was at the New York City International Film Festival, and it was crazy because I was up against 5 other directors in this category, and we had everything done like Oscar style. But what really annoyed me about this festival, and sorry Roberto if you're hearing this, but the thing is, typically when you watch an award ceremony, they save the huge best for last, which you would assume, and it should have been, is the best international film. Because think about it, it's the New York City International Film Festival.
Yeah.
They started that right off of the bat, and that started the show. And what ended the show, the big award of the night, was makeup.
All right, I get it. It's like, why you got your main event first?
I know, it doesn't make sense, but still, the ceremony was really great, and only my lead actress, Dina Cataldi, who actually played my mother.
Shout out Dina.
Yeah, Dina, I love Dina very much. She is definitely an honorary member of the DiMaso family, and I feel bad because she had to go through a lot of prosthetics for like the bald cap, and she had a lot to do for, obviously she was the lead, and she performed fantastic. Doesn't even do it justice of how wonderful she was and how great she was. And then same thing to my other lead, Thomas Wesson.
Shout out Thomas.
Thomas, great man, and he played my father. So she was there with me, and then also my amigo, my best friend, and my brother from Five Towns College. His name's Christopher T. Dorr, and
shout out
and my man
Christopher
Chris.
T. Dorr.
He, him and I have been through a lot together, and I don't think we even had one fight at all, because I just don't see the point in fighting with him, because he's the greatest guy, my brother, and he's helped out a lot in the post-production. I think we probably did get on each other's nerves a few times, but that's just nerves trying to get the film done and figuring out like what to do for something. But I mean, that's just normal. But like anything else, no, because the dude is just absolutely fantastic. He's my brother. So we were there, and as soon as my name was called, like we were all just celebrating afterwards, and that was a great night. So anyway, the film is called The Harbor Story, and why it's called The Harbor Story is because my dad proposed to my mom at the harbor, around where we live in Northport.
Oh,
so
awesome!
It made sense.
Is it out online? Can people find it?
The Harbor Story is on. So my business, and yeah, like just to circle. Well, holy shit! No, I'm not going to go there. and sorry, hopefully you could bleep that out.
It's fine. Don't worry. We curse on this all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I want to keep it clean though.
Okay, I got
so,
you.
so for my business, which is Trinovis Productions, Trinonovus Productions, and we have like all the major platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vimeo, and YouTube. The Harbor Story is available to watch on our Vimeo, and also if you go on or to our website online, we have a tab in the film production part for our work, and it's there for anyone to watch, and you could see all of our recognitions and our awards there as well, like because the festivals gave us the laurels to have for our own promotional materials, which is great. So yeah, so my business is a film production business, which we are located on Long Island.
That's awesome. You're living a dream, bro. Like
Trying to, one day at a time.
Nah, man. Like your story is amazing. It's deep. It's real. It's like honest. Like, do you have any advice for anybody else looking into get into video production and film?
I do, and actually, what was quite interesting is years ago, there was a alumni Q&A panel at the school, and I offered this advice to someone who asked something very similar that you just asked. And a lot of the times it's difficult for me to express some stuff like with certain words because my disability. I'm strong on the visual side, not so much on the English portion, so bear with me. But one of the girls there, it felt really nice, and a lot of the others chimed in after. They're like, "That's a really great analogy," and everyone agreed, and that made me feel good. So, okay, so film production and just film in general. There's so many avenues that you could take. There's the pre-production side, there's the production side, the post-production side. So much involved. There's directing, writing, producing, cinematography, grip and electric department, visuals, makeup, you name it. Like there's so many things that you can do. But what's important is, every avenue of filmmaking is important to some degree, at least to have some knowledge in. You don't have to have so much in mind, but let's just say hypothetically you want to be, let's say, an editor. Let's just go with that for a second. So picture, if you will, a cartoon spider web, and each point, see like the Spider-Man logo, like there's like an octagon and then like all those like things and the lines that go towards the middle, and then a spider web, but there's points like around the middle, and there's a center, and then there's all these points around. So take what you really want to know, let's say editing, really dive into what editing is, make that your center of what you want to know. But keep in mind, directing is important because that ties into post. Writing, in a sense it does. Producing, maybe not so much, maybe, but I could be wrong. And there's all these other avenues and all these other places to study. Having a knowledge in something, in other branches, especially like with lighting and the understanding of gaffing and grip, that's important too. So you can direct the crew, but also there's other people there to help out for the crew. But
can you just in case for certain people that don't know, because I know what it is, but can you explain gaffing and grip to those who don't know?
Okay, so gaffing, based on what I know, it has to do with the electric. So you go to a location and let's say there's no outlets or any power. Let's say, for example, The Walking Dead. There's many scenes where they're out in the woods, yeah, exactly, cornfields and stuff, and it's night. A gaffer would look at that and be like, okay, we don't have any power around, okay, so we're going to have to get a generator. We got to make sure that it could, plug this in, because we're going to use a 5K light to really blow up and to really get the lighting good, and we'll get the DP which is also another term for cinematography, a director of photography. So we'll get him to, or her, you know. There's a lot of great women cinematographers, and they'll handle, you know, the color, and they'll handle everything.
They're
with
the
that.
painters.
Yes, and and grip. There, you know, when you travel to film sets and you see like there's production trucks, and then there's lights, there's stands, the grips, and you know the dolly that the DP sits on with the camera and moves left and right, but you see someone pushing like a cart on wheels. It could be on wheels, or it could just be like on a whole rig, like kind of like a monorail or something like that. That's a dolly or a techno crane. So grips would help lift everything. They are like the grunt work. Like they arrive on set, like here's the stands, put them here. Okay, so everyone would take them off in the truck and put them over, and like they're essentially
they're the muscle.
Yes, they're the muscle.
They're the muscle on set.
Yes, and it's just having the understanding of also the gear in general, because there's differences between C stands and Matthew stands. There's all these lights too. Like a DP will probably say, someone get me a mole 30, a mole 300, and a grip, or someone will have to get it, and they'll have to know what brand, because there could be Airy lights, there could be mole lights, there could be tungsten, or no, Kino lights. There's all different varieties of equipment, and it's important to know what they look like and like what they do, and also how editing and directing apply is. See, when you're setting up your scene and when you're the director, you know how you want the scene to look and how everything needs to be done. You're like the captain, obviously, but also you have to keep in mind if something works in one shot, it's got to like be the same on the other. And sometimes the rhythm and sometimes the movement could be out of place, and that's called continuity. So you got to always keep in mind and pay attention. But also that's what the script supervisor's for, to look and just give notes to the director. Okay, we had a water bottle on the table, but now it's not here in this shot. We got to make sure it stays there. So every attention to detail is everything. So if you really want to study one thing, really study that thing, but don't be dismissed to other parts of the filmmaking process. Because if you just study one thing and one thing only, I mean, maybe it'll work for you, but I just recommend that it's important to keep an open mind and just to really explore all other areas so you can have some knowledge. And if someone, you know, says something and you're like, okay, I understand what that means, rather than, can you explain that? And maybe there's not enough time, and maybe it just it just wouldn't be a good thing. At least that's just me. But
I get it. Like, have your focus, but make sure you have like little points that you can bring into your focus.
Sure, yeah. And you know, it doesn't have to be your main focus, but at least if someone is curious about something, especially someone who wants to learn, and you may not know everything, but you have some knowledge, you could just simply look in your notes and be like, oh, okay, I see. Like, so yeah, so what was your question again? And then they ask us like, okay, I don't know everything, but at least you have something, and then you could always recommend someone for them to go to. But right then and there, like, at least give them something, you know, to look forward to, like, to learn, essentially.
Got you. That's solid advice, man. Like, once again, I know I'm telling this, but this is a great story. This is good. Like, I'm glad you came. I appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you.
And sharing the story, because this is great. Once again, please tell people where they can find you.
Sure. My name is Tony DiMaso, and my business is Trinovus Productions, TRINOVUS Productions.com. We're going to be posting stuff soon on our social media platforms, and our handle is, I think it's Trinovus Pro 2021 on some, and then the rest is Trinovus Productions. It should be on the back of, yeah, my bad. I have it on my card. It's just sometimes because I know some are, see, Trinovus Productions, you just type that on Facebook and type that on Vimeo, and then you'll find us there. And Trinovus Pro 2021, that's on Instagram and Twitter.
Got you. All right. This is your boy Doogie Franchise. You can follow me on IG at DOOGIFRANCHISE, and you can also follow me on It's Show Off Season. That's the podcast page where you'll get some clips of this interview on there. But on that note, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. This was truly a really great experience. I've never done this before, but thank you. This really was awesome.
Oh, you're gonna do more, man. This is destiny.
Thank you.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye and good night.